Good morning, aspirant. I hope everyone is doing good. Festive season is approaching. There are many development yesterday happen in India, across India, and in the global arena also. Okay, so we are going to discuss all these developments in our today's current affair class. First development is the most important development, that is the surrender of the Naxalite leaders in Maharashtra. Okay, then the next will be the no, Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan president, prime minister is visiting India. Then yesterday, Google decided to set up the 15 billion AI plant in India, and that to the Andhra Pradesh. So this is the third, and fourth one is that there was one when I was coming, there was one news on the rare earth metals, rare earth elements. What are these? So these are the 4-5 developments we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's start with our first development, that is left wing extremism. What is left wing extremism? Can anyone tell me? And why this point is relevant for our mains examination? Okay. Then the second one is AI potential, okay, and challenges. The third one is rare earth elements, and fourth one is, as usual, the IR topic, Sri Lanka India bilateral ties. We will discuss these topics gradually one by one. Let's start with the first topic, that is the India. As our home minister said on the floor of the house that by 31st of March 2026 there will be the complete elimination of left wing extremism, Naxalism, either that is the urban Naxalism, rural Naxalism, or terrorist Naxalism. Okay, there are different types of Naxalism. Now in today's article we are going to discuss why this is in the news, then what are its consequences, how it is declining, what are the factors of its declining, and what is way ahead. Okay, so let's start with, and this topic is important for your GS3 internal security. Okay, internal security topic, that is the threat from the state non-state actors, okay, and linkages between development and extremism. Okay, so do remember, left wing extremism as such is not mentioned in your mains UPSC syllabus, but if you think how the manage, the exact word is developmental linkages, that there is, if you see the previous PYQs, there is always how the developmental deficit leads to the rise of Naxalism, extremism. Okay, so this is the news. Okay, now what data on the left red corridor, I'm going to discuss the data. See, this is the data, you can go through the 220 district by 2020. Now these districts are 6 to 8. Okay, 6 to 8 decline. I am showing the how this is declining, then I will discuss the drivers of this decline. Then 6 to 8 districts are limited to 6 to 8 district. Then next one is casualty, decline in the casualty. The next one is the particularly the developmental gaps and the government, particularly the in law enforcement of law enforcement agencies operations. Okay, so all these are the means data on decline in the left wing extremism. You can go through this, the from district, casualty, fatality, surrender, rehabilitation, all these are the factors which shows that left wing extremism is on the decline. And yesterday the 60 Maoists who surrender, before the CM of Maharashtra hand over the copy of CM of Maharashtra hand over the copy of Indian Constitution to just tell them that Constitution is supreme. Okay, and yesterday's incident, the who surrendered, he was carrying the bounty of 6 crore overall, the 60 cadres. This is very big achievement. A red corridor. If you know the red corridor, let me show you the red corridor. Okay, and before that, what was the reason for the rise of the left wing extremism? First is developmental deficit. Then the second one, extremism. Then third one is a fear. If you go Naxalbari, economic disparities, political alienation. How economic disparities? If the youth of tribal people don't have the job, then the alternative option for them is left-wing extremism, because the opportunities and money provided by them, the economic disparities, developmental deficit, the political alienation of the tribals, okay, then administrative lapses, poor governance, corruption, inadequate law enforcement. So all these are the factors which led to the rise of the left-wing extremism. Okay, then social injustices and human right violation. If you see the famous Malkangiri case, okay, then Ali Rajpur in Madhya Pradesh, tribal issue, okay. So all these are the factors which leads to the developmental social justice. If you see the before the Forest Rights Act, there is a Forest Rights Act and other Dwellers Act 2005. There was too much displacement of the tribal people. Ultimately, government was not reaching to them. Now government is reaching, but this is one of the cause. Social justice is one of the cause. Then failure of the land reforms. This was the biggest starting point of Naxalbari started, and this failure of the land reforms. Land reforms is a very important topic in GS3, and land reforms were successful in the Kerala, West Bengal, but despite this successful, this left-wing extremism movement started in the West Bengal Naxalbari district. Okay, and other parts, if you see the displacement of the people, displacement of the tribal people, particularly the Red Corridor area, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Odisha, Bastar region, Maharashtra's Gondia region. Okay, so this led to the overall alienation, social trauma. Then ultimately, the youth joined the led to the causes of the rise of left-wing extremism. Okay, now exploitation by middleman, weak law enforcement agencies due to the difficult. Now this is the factors and government schemes which led to the addressing the left-wing extremism. We are going to discuss one by one. That is Operation Samadhan. Operation Samadhan doctrine is a very old doctrine. Don't mention this in your answer, because everyone is mentioning Samadhan, 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 but there are many government expenditure scheme, developmental scheme, law enforcement related scheme, and other like scheme in development also. There are n number of scheme. If you see skill related scheme, education related scheme, okay, health related scheme, the implementation of the health, okay, then skill related, Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Vikas Yojana is successfully implemented in that particular area. Education related, Eklavya residential school, there are 450 plus Eklavya residential school. Then the health related, particularly health related scheme is related with the Ayushman Bharat, which is successfully implemented in the tribal regions, okay, tribal regions of central India. Then apart from this, there is connectivity, digital connectivity. 10,000 mobile towers has been sanctioned, and around 7,000 towers has been constructed, commission means. Then mobile connectivity. Then the bank offices, there are around more than 4,000 plus bank branches are established in the tribal affected, particularly the red corridor area. Then post offices, 6,000 plus post offices has been set up in the central India, particularly the red corridor area. So these are the developmental scheme: skill, education, health, post office, bank, financial inclusion, then Janadhan, and economic in economic domain, the TriFed, establishment of the TriFed legally, the Forest Rights Act 2005, then the CAMPA, which provide the assistance, Joint Forest Management Committee, recognition of their rights, providing them the financial support. Okay, these are the economic domain. TriFed is the best example, where the minor forest produce of around 2,000 crore has been sold. Minor forest produce has been sold across the India by the TriFed, and this help the tribal community to earn income. Okay, and then the providing the MSP, to the tribal people, tribal produce, minor forest produce, forest rights act, the Indian Forest Act. All these act legislations are reinforcing the legislative domain, reinforcing the decline of the left wing extremism most. And then apart from this is a software, either you are surrendering this, you are going to benefit of this, but if you don't want to surrender, there is another, that is the dimension of the hard use of the power. Okay, developmental, as I mentioned, the security, aspirational district programming, this is also important. There are 35 plus district from the red corridor that has been the part of aspirational district, and it's been developed under the aspirational district programming. Then particularly MG Narega is also there. Related to the police and law enforcement agencies, around 5,000 plus new police stations has been established in the red corridor area. Then 4 to 6 CRPF battalions, red cobra commandos, you can say, the 4 to 6 CRPF battalions are exactly means set up their camps in the red corridor area. Apart from this, the government is giving the helicopters, logistics support to the training the state police. Operation means greenhouse corp of the Andhra Pradesh government. Okay, so these are the hard tools used by the government to reduce the left wing extremism. Okay, and these are the factors which led to the decline of left wing extremism. Okay, now this is the road construction. You can Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, Okay, this is a very famous scheme launched during 2002 Atal Bihari Vajpayee. This much road has been collected, telecom communication, around 13,000 in the red corridor area. Do remember, do mention this data, because this data is important for your GS, means particularly in GS3 answer writing. We generally tend to think that it is very difficult to get a more 3-digit marks in the GS3, but I'm telling you, if you mention the data with the specific report, easily you will get good marks. Okay, so do mention the data. Now surrender and rehabilitation is provided. Okay, national policy action plan, then the police modernization plan of 2015 is most famous, which provide the infrastructure support, training to the police instances. Okay, now this is the next. Despite this, what are the challenges? Still we can have the rehabilitation issue is there, then the challenges, geographical barriers, local support. Okay, even though the local support is declining, but the way the support is declining is very steady process, not that much very fast. Geographical barriers, if you see the Malkangiri Hills, Batsar region is fully of the geographical barriers. Government is not able to reach there, government is not able to provide the developmental support to the last mile connectivity. Okay, so these are the barriers. Even sometimes there is the issue between the human rights violation. Hidama might be 2010 case. Okay, so these challenges still persist, and many scholars are criticizing the government high-handedness on the elimination of the left-wing extremism. Okay, this is the then financing issues, slow development implementation, advanced warfare and technique, and the human rights concerns. All this becomes very important, very paramount factor to make curbing and complete elimination of the left-wing extremism difficult. Even though the government has decided the timeline 31st March 2026, but I would say the overall means overall impact on the population, ultimately the peace doesn't mean the just absence of war, absence of violence. Peace means the progress also. Okay, so do remember this, because now post 31st March 2026, what will be the alternative? Developmental alternative, police forces alternative, and at what extent this operation will be the successful by this time. And even though violence will be stopped, does progress will lead? This is also issue. Okay, so do remember this. Now recent trends in decline, I have discussed this recent trend. What additionally we can do the post 30 31st March 2026. What we can do, we can have the means best option is first providing them employment opportunities. Employment opportunities are very important, and employment opportunities are very crucial for the overall development of the people, not only tribal people but overall a recognition of the right, provide the titles to the people who are genuinely tribal people. Because if you see, out of 52 lakh tribal rights claim, okay, rights claim since 2025 to 2020, since 2002, since 2005 to 2025, out of this 23 are being granted the land rights, provide them land rights, include them the joint forest management committees, okay, provide them assess and benefit sharing, okay. This is very important, okay. This becomes crucial for tribal people to have some income. If people will have income, they will be out of poverty, they will not choose, they will be keep engaged, and once they are engaged, they will not indulge in the violence or any kind of the nationalist attacks, okay. There are committees. Zaza committee 2013 suggested that they bring the development to the doors of the tribal. Then Bandyopadhyay committee, which suggests the reforms in the police high-handedness of on the tribal people, particularly the women and children, okay. So overall, this is our tribal article, accelerating the development, winning the hearts and minds. This is a 2021 prelims. Do remember mains question. To win the battle, it is very important to win the hearts and minds of the means the Jammu Kashmir people, okay. So do remember this, because ultimately what matters is this rehabilitation and reintegration, addressing the root causes, okay. Finally, the conclusion, you should mention the conclusion. As government has last 10 years successfully, there is a need to balance between the human rights and the peace, means security of the state and security of the human, okay. Our next article is about, let me show you, this is the main question, you should address this question. China tightening export control on the rare earth metals. Now tell me, which country is the largest producer of rare earth elements? Can anyone tell me? China. And 2 days back, USA imposed 100% tariff on the Chinese import. Now China's economy is already under pressure. How China is going to manage this thing? So China decided, as China's production is around standing at 225 metric tons, okay, in 2024, 23, 24. China is the largest producer of and largest reserve of rare earth elements. In this article, we are going to discuss what are the, okay, this is the dimension, okay. You should be mention this dimension in your answer. China's announcement and the key provisions. How China is doing this? First of all, what is rare earth elements? First of all, they are not rare. Their occurrence is very vast but unevenly distributed across the geographies of the world, okay. First is, China have largest reserve and topmost producer of the rare earth elements. These rare earth elements, okay, are not rare, but their distribution is concentrated in particular geographies. That geography mostly the China, okay, China Xinjiang provinces, okay, this area. Then what are the groups of means what are the elements comes under the rare earth elements. Okay, so they are aluminum, erbium, thulium, rubidium, yttrium, okay, canadium, yttrium, vanadium. Okay, so all these are the rare earth elements. And why China is doing this? China is have the monopoly on the rare earth elements, and this monopoly is hampering the China means now other countries dependence. Now in this domain, tell me one thing, what exactly the India stand? In India, if you see, the rare earth metals are rare earth elements. Okay, rare earth elements are classified under the, yesterday I have discussed the MMRDA Act 1957. This rare earth metals comes under critical minerals list. Okay, as this act is amended in 2023. Now what are the reasons for China is tightening the rare earth metals? First of all, tell me what are the applications of rare earth metals? Okay, so now we are going to discuss applications of rare earth elements. What are the applications? Defense sector, okay, aeronautics engineering, okay, space sector, then health sector, even the agriculture, okay, then chip building, the electric vehicles, EVs, sustainable energy production. Okay, so these are the add-on. Defense, tungsten, space tungsten, you can say. Then the molybdenum, health sector, use of the molybdenum, use of the molybdenum for the research. Then the agriculture sector, chemication, fertigation for the providing the metals. Okay, then the chip building, most important, semiconductor development, gallium, zirconium, all these are used. All these are the rare earth elements. Then the EV vehicles, lithium is the best. Lithium batteries, we heard about the lithium batteries. Okay, and the next one is the development of the sustainable energy production, PV, photovoltaic cells. Okay, photovoltaic cells. Okay, these are the applications of rare earth elements. China want to preserve its monopoly. So China is doing? China is doing the particularly imposing export ban. Okay, then tariff also, China is counter tariff, and it is hardening, means it is challenging the AI revolution, chat GPT development, sustainable climate efforts, energy development. All these are being targeted by this China. This is the sustainable. And what will be the impact on India, and how India can manage this in this particular domain? Tell me. This is a China. China has took the decision to import, means limit the export of the rare earth elements. Okay, and that is a strategic move to counter the China's tariff. USA's tariff on the China. But what government of India and how government of India is tackling this rare earth elements conundrum? These conundrums maintained by India. How, like, already let me discuss the India. First of all, in India, rare earth elements are Geological Survey of India is finding the reserves. Okay, then second one, recognition of the rare earth. Then the supply chain diversification India is doing, particularly the supply chain initiative along with the Japan, Australia. Okay, even lithium, India have signed the agreement with Argentina for the lithium, which is a Catamarca provinces. Catamarca, do remember this because this is important. So these are the steps taken by the government of India. Legislative, 2023 MMRD Act domain. Then executive, the Geological Survey of India is surveying around 7,000 area is literally found, and recently because of this only we found the natural gas along the Arabian Sea, Andaman Sea, in the Andaman Sea. Okay, so do remember. Then the recognition under the MMRDA, then the supply chain diversification. India is not only depending on the China for the rare earth elements, but India is giving more focus toward the diversification. Diversification is the multilateral. Japan, Australia, and India have launched the supply chain initiative, which support the India's overall the need of the rare earth elements. And India have the rare earth element stock like Raisi district of proven reserve is found in the Raisi district of J&K, then vanadium in the Arunachal Pradesh, then the Mandya district of the Karnataka, we have found the lithium reserve. Okay, then our photovoltaic cells, we are developing our own solar energy panels. Instead of the importing from the China, we are developing our own. We are developing what is the metals needed for the development. Okay, so these are the initiatives taken by government of India to protect its national interest from the highly dependence on the China, because China is a dragon and China can anytime. Now China is threatening USA, that means China can threaten India anytime. Okay, but why, despite this initiative, what are the challenges government of India is facing related with the rare earth elements? Okay, first one is means just challenges, okay, in the dependency of the means handling the. First one is dependency on the foreign. Around 80% India's rare earth elements are. Then lack of research and development in this area, innovation. Okay, technology, lack of technology. Okay, private players are less involved. Okay, then curse of geography. This curse of geography means India, despite having the 7th largest country in the world by geography, we lack this rare earth elements because of the geographical factors. Then dependency. Because of these geographical factors, we don't have the natural resource. We are finding the natural resource, and this natural resource is taking time. Even though we have found from the Mandya district of Karnataka, then Raisi district of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and natural gas found in the Andaman Sea. Okay, now this led to the dependency. 80% of India's rare earth elements are imported from the other countries. Mostly they are from the China. Then the lack of R&D. Even though we have the limited resources, even though we are spending only around 0.6 to 7% on the 0.7% of GDP on the research and development on the rare earth elements found, means research. Okay, then and why we are spending this much less? This less spending leading to the lack of technological advancement, in lack of state of the art technology in the innovation and discovery of the rare earth elements. Okay, then the next one is availability, lack of the private player participation. Why this private player participation is lacking? Okay, private player participation, because there is less incentive in the long term dormancy period for the rare earth elements exploration. Then the regulation, state regulation, then and that's why the government of India has come up with the 2023 Amendment Act. Now what India can do? Okay, this you can go through this, particularly the economic, geopolitical term and contest. Okay, now what India can do to enhance its rare earth elements? First is focus on the way forward. I am going to mention here. What are the way forwards? Can anyone tell me what we can do? As Niti Aayog focuses on rare earth metals domestically, R&D spending through the example is National Research Foundation Act of 2023. Okay, so this is will give the more fund to around 1 lakh crore is given to this. 75,000 crore will be from the private player. Okay, enhance the availability of means enhance the research, okay, through this. Then PPP model, because not everything will be invested by the state, but PPP model can be worked in this domain. Now apart from this, what we can do, the more, as committee suggested by parliamentary standing committee on the dependency, this is domestic matter, strengthen the our own reserve. What are these reserves? If you see, these reserves are in J and K. Explore the exploration, then use of like-minded countries power, for example Australia and Japan. Then cooperation vocal at the global level to reduce the dependence, vocal at a global level. Okay, all these are the initiatives which can make India a super, at least self-reliant in the rare earth elements. But do remember, we have vanadium, we have lithium, but that resource are not sufficient because of our population. 1.5 billion is our population. To fulfill the needs of this, we have to. Then alternative options are focusing on the green energy. Okay, green hydrogen mission, we have launched the green hydrogen mission. So this can be help to reduce the dependency on China, and this can help to make India a self-reliant in the rare earth elements, because rare earth elements are very crucial part of the AI generation, very crucial part of the upcoming industrial revolution 4.0. Okay, so do remember this. Try to write this point, what are the applications of rare earth elements, what are the way forwards, okay, what are the challenges of India, why China is dominating, and what India can do with the Niti Aayog support, Geological Survey of India, Mines Bureau of Mineral Bureau of India. Okay, and in this domain India have launched the National Critical Mineral Mission, which is nothing but to make India self-reliant. Okay, self-reliant in our rare earth elements and critical minerals. Rare earth minerals, do remember, rare earth elements are part of critical minerals. Critical minerals are the vital minerals. Do remember, because there will be the chances ki PYQ, as I yesterday told, that minerals is very important topic for UPSC, and UPSC will definitely ask questions on this topic. What are considered the critical minerals. UPSC had earlier asked the question on, this is the next our article, but do remember the UPSC earlier asked the question on what exactly the, I will tell the year also, 2020 there was question on the major minerals. Okay, even 2022 there was question, 2023 there was question on cobalt. Okay, in 2021 also there was question. In 2022 the research related coal research related question was there. Okay, now cobalt question, which country is the largest producer, 3/4 of reserve is lies in the cobalt. Even the zirconium question was there in 2023. Then 2024 there was a question on the rare earth metals regulation. Okay, and in 2025 there was a question on critical minerals. Okay, so do have idea on the metal minerals, on this critical minerals, major mineral, minor minerals. Okay, by this note I will end our second article of second topic of our today discussion. Third, we will go to the our third is AI revolution. India's firms fully ready to the unlock the AI, only 17%. This is very critical point. Let me show you the What is AI? What are the policies of AI? AI article we are going to discuss in this way. What is AI? Okay. What are the applications? Okay. What are the applications? Then policies and measures. Then issues and challenges. Issues and challenges and way forward. Okay. Now first is what is AI? Okay. What is AI? Can anyone tell me? AI, artificial intelligence, is nothing but use of technology for our overall socio-economic political development. Socio-economic political development. Okay. And personal development also. So this is the AI. Now, what are the applications? In which domain we can use the AI? We can use the AI application. There are n number of areas where we can use the AI. Best is health. Second one is agriculture. Then third one is skill. Fourth one is education. Fifth one is employment generation, economy. Okay. Mining, you can say. Social inclusion. Okay. Social inclusion. Easy political decision making. Then good governance. There is case there is in European one country which set up their first AI minister for the good governance, reduce the corruption. The easy political decision making related with the law making process, easy super. Then social inclusion, implementation of DBT. Okay. DBT, Aadhaar based verification. Then there is a Kisan in agriculture, Kisan chatbot is there. Krishi decision support system. Okay. These are the supported by the AI. Then the skill development, skill development, in the skill development, online training. Then education, the Swayam portal is supported by AI now. This, even the research, knowledge spread, everything. Okay. In health sector, the best example is analyzing the detailed health history, forecasting the diseases, forecasting the management of the autoimmune diseases. Okay. So these are the overall applications. Then employment, how employment, 6 million population employed in the AI related jobs. Okay. These are the potential applications of the AI in various domains. The defense sector AI can use. Then the recently the Elon Musk has developed its a neuro computer that can be is a potential application of the AI. But what are the concerns and what are the policies launched by the government of India to tackle this AI issue? So we are going to discuss the government policies. Okay. Policies of the government. We have the 2018 Niti Aayog research paper on AI. Okay. Then we have the 2022 or 23 AI mission with 10,000 crore funding. Then AI infrastructure, then providing the yesterday only 50 billion Google AI plant is going to set up in the India. Then large language module has been developed in India. Okay. Then infrastructure support. Okay. So these are the policies launch even the DPDP Act of 2023. Okay, DPDP Act 2023. All these are the policies, initiatives, measures taken by the government of India to promote the AI revolution, to promote the AI innovation, to promote the AI workforce, to promote the AI at a global level. Okay, even India means in May 2025 being a part co-chair with the AI Global AI Summit with the regulation, and this global AI Summit 2025 question asked in the prelims. Okay, so do remember these things, policies. Now tell me one thing. This is the 17%. What are the constraints in AI revolution in India? First constraint is dependency. Then innovation gap. Okay, then labor force gap, infrastructural gap, infrastructural deficit. Infrastructural deficit. Okay, now one more thing, like algorithmic biases. Algorithmic biases, then particularly absence of major private partner. Okay, so all these are the dependency, which Chat GPT, Gemini AI, they are not from India, and this vulnerability, privacy issue is also concerned. Privacy issue. So this makes India dependent on the Western countries to be for the AI revolution. Okay, for the AI revolution, for the use of AI, and this becomes very triggering point for India to develop its own. Recently, the Zuo, Artai AI. Okay, these are the Indian innovations, Swadeshis. That is means government of India want to promote the Swadeshi, and best example is Artai AI. Then the innovation, India's ranking in innovation is 39 compared to the patent following is compared to the China, compared to the USA. Okay, India is lagging far behind in this domain. Okay, then the labor force, how many skilled expert professors are there in India which teaching AI education? Basic, this is a basic thing, but we are lacking in this. Whatever we have the like JNU, DU University, then Indian Institute of Science, IISc Bangalore, but they are not that much capable to fulfill the needs of 1.4 billion people. Okay, and that is making India to be dependent on the other players. Okay, the next one is infrastructural gap. Tell me one thing, how much, at what extent we are developing the infrastructure to build the large data centers, large language modules. These are absent in India, and that much locally indigenously developed the large, because of the rules, because of the regulation, because of the delay in the land grab, because of the delay in the land acquisition. Okay, these are limiting the functions and development of the AI infrastructure in India. Then the biases, algorithmic biasness. Okay, this is the biggest concern with AI, as if you give command to Chat GPT, prompt to the Chat GPT for Indian history, it will give a wrong answer, probably 90% the wrong answer. I have tried this, and you also can try this. It will give the wrong answer, and this makes more vulnerable. Then the absence of major private player, the government AI mission 10,000 crore that is invested by government, and the private player is very negligible contribution. Okay, biasness, infrastructure, dependency, education, and ultimately the lack of investment from the private player are hindering the AI revolution in India. And last but most important is privacy concerns related with AI. There is a new trend giving the photo, but that photo we don't know how they are using, how they are processing. So be careful about the all these things. Then how we can address the issues related to AI, and how we can grab this opportunity of AI revolution. Okay. Demonstrations return to the AI. Only 40% have scaling the employment. These are the exactly mentioned the companies, everything broader aspect. Okay, suggested move the AI readiness in India, and several firms the development of clear measurement and government policies. Develop the clear major government policies. On the one hand, privacy, then there will be the government clear coherent stable policy for the long term vision. Then there should be the investment from the private player. There should be addresses the issues of biasness, address the issue of privacy. Okay, because these are the ultimate factors. Develop the infrastructure. Yesterday's 15 billion in Google project in Andhra Pradesh is the best example to give the nudge to the AI revolution in India. Develop the professors, provide the AI education, and this will ultimately build a overall AI ecosystem that will support India's revolution, AI revolution. Okay, same investment in the scalable infrastructure. This will be the good example. Okay, how we can develop the large language module. Okay, then the Vizag plant, these are the best example. Then encourage the pilot scale transition, support the startup ecosystem. Private players like Infosys, Tata, they can invest, and they can be the global player in the AI revolution, and they are from the India, so there is best chances that there will be the revolution in India's AI. India become the global player. If YouTube can be a global player, why not from India? The RTI AI, then the Zuo founder, then the other tools, they need to be invest too much in the privacy concern, need to be balance the privacy with human rights. Okay, so do remember the scale and provide the scale and training. The new education policy focuses on the AI revolution, so use this policy. Then policies about government incentives to subsidize the firms. Even the PLI scheme provide the import and AI related industry support. Okay, these are the overall policies which can help India, to build a strong AI ecosystem. Okay, so do remember AI policies, AI rules, AI regulations, AI importance, AI applications, issues with AI, and opportunities and way forward to make AI as a global support, means make AI a true friend of India, a friend of individual, and not the, there is one common phrase that is technology is a best technology is a best servant, but a dangerous master. So do remember this. And there is concern more about the how AI will take the job and everything, but in near future, I will say the 15-20 years, we are in the AI age. We know that how AI can work and how what are the limitations. So even if AI take a 5 to 10% job, it will create the 15 to 20% new skilled job. So we are with largest young population in the world, can harness this potential, can provide the employment opportunity to the world's largest youth population. Okay, so this is the overall AI related news. You should go through the AI. Why we have discussed this news? Because there is a 15 billion AI plant is going to develop in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, next one is our yesterday India Sri Lanka ties. Why in the news? The reason is Prime Minister of Sri Lanka is visiting India. Now tell me, what are the importance of Sri Lanka, means how the Sri Lanka and India ties has been evolved over the period of time last 70 years, okay, 70 75 years. India being a very important neighborhood of Sri Lanka, supported each and every time when Sri Lanka is under stress. 2021, when Sri Lanka was under stress, India supported the 4 billion UN dollar support, 4 billion crore support to the economic crisis of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's importance is not only historical but cultural, people to people, regional level. The location of Sri Lanka is very very important, because that location beside the India's engagement with the Sri Lanka, and historically we have Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Deepvamsa, Mahavamsa. These are the documents which talks about the how the Buddhism spread from the India to the Sri Lanka. Ceylon, we earlier called it as Ceylon. Then the Chola Empire, extent of the Chola Empire in the then most important the Tamil people rights, Jaffna provinces. Okay, and the location, strategic location of the Sri Lanka, which support India's claim in the north, India's claim in the Indian Ocean region, and the bilateral, the Colombo security dialogue, then the India's support to the democracy in the Sri Lanka, India's support to end the particularly the war, civil war in the Sri Lanka. Okay, so all these are the important factors which makes Sri Lanka more significant to India. Similarly, for Sri Lanka, India is important, as Sri Lanka is small tiny island country and India is a large emerged power. So it is obvious Sri Lanka will get benefit from the India, as we can see in the 2021 financial grant. Then the India has the people to people ties, then the technological support, then the regional SARC beamstick organization support. Okay, this becomes very very important for India and Sri Lanka to cooperate, and they have very very significant for each other. Despite this thing, there are constraints between the India and Sri Lanka bilateral ties, particularly Tamil issue, then the Tamil issue article, this constitutional amendment 12, which gives the right to the Tamilians, then the issue of fishery sector, then the issue, okay, then the issue of IPKF means na Indian peacekeeping force, yeah, of 1987, that led to the very dangerous consequences, and still Sri Lankan people felt that India is colonized power. Okay, even the China factor, Hambantota is the best example. Okay, India is investing in the Colombo port, and the Hambantota port given 99 years given to the China factor, the regional issues, and Sri Lanka's domestic politics, which affecting the overall Indian means Tamil and Tamil issue. India's foreign policy towards Sri Lanka is mostly driven by the fishery issue, mostly driven by the Tamil issue, and the recent the Kachadiu Island issue that has trigger point between India and Sri Lanka. How both countries can chart towards each other. The recent visit is the best example how both countries can chart their course of action in during this period. First is the address discussion and dialogue at a bilateral level, then the regional level, use of the SARC beamstick in a rejuvenation of the SARC is important for the Sri Lanka and India. Then the South Asian University training to the Sri Lankan Sri Lankan people, the fishery issue, this can be discussed with peaceful manner between at the global, at the logistic level support of the Indian Navy and Sri Lankan Navy. Okay, then apart from this, the Mongolian pirates in the Arabian Sea, that can be controlled, that can be controlled by the cooperation between Indian Navy and Sri Lankan Navy. Okay, and people, as we know, the people to people ties, the government, and the overall the engagement between India and Sri Lanka is going to be a very fruitful. And the recent visit, I mean this visit of the Prime Minister is reinforcing the bilateral ties between India and Sri Lanka. Do remember this. Apart from this, the Kharkiv region, the one more important news is Kharkiv region, Ukraine's Kharkiv, Ukraine-Russia conflict. There is Kharkiv region which is under attack. Kharkiv region, Kharkiv is city in the Ukraine. It is under attack from the Russia. Okay. Now one more thing. This, do remember the Donbass region, other regions, because UPSC had asked the question in 2020, the land border issues between the land border countries to the Ukraine. Okay, so do remember. And in this content, yesterday there was a NATO Finance and Defense Ministers meeting which gave the particular air defense to the planning to give to the Ukraine to protect from the Russia. And do remember what are the members of NATO, because yesterday EU asked the Serbia to hasten the process of EU membership. Serbia is not a member of the EU. Do remember this NATO membership was asked in 2025 prelims. Which of the following countries are the members of NATO? Okay, so do study which members organizations in the news and overall the development across the India and across the world. One more, yesterday Supreme Court has decided to allow the firecrackers, green firecrackers. Okay, green firecrackers for the 2 Diwali days. Do remember what are the components used in the firecrackers. Along with this, in Delhi NCR, the cloud setting method, chemicals used for the cloud setting has been asked in 2025 prelims question. So post Diwali, there will be the first cloud seeding of this year in Delhi NCR. And why we will do this cloud seeding? What are the purpose of this cloud seeding? The purpose of this cloud seeding to reduce the air pollution. What are the chemicals used in the artificial rain or cloud seeding? You have to potassium and sodium nitrate, iodide and nitrate. Okay, so do remember what is cloud seeding, how mechanism of cloud seeding, and overall the impact of the cloud seeding. Okay, one more development, global development. There is Gen Z revolution protest that yesterday I think I have discussed the Madagascar. Okay, Madagascar, the location of Madagascar and overall. By these notes, I will end our discussion. Enjoy your festive season. Take care of your health, because health is wealth. Even the take care of environment also. Even the Supreme Court has allowed the use of firecrackers, but it should not be harmful to your own health, your own physique. Okay? Jai Hind.